Yo, what's good? You are now tuning into Hot Streak. It's episode 19. We are out here, and you already know who it is. It's your boy Carlos in the cut.
That boy Young Saif on the side.
Yup. So we're gonna go ahead and kick it off, man. We're gonna start off with some NBA news. We got trade news in the NBA. So remember a couple weeks ago we were talking about Eric Bledsoe and how he got caught up because he was tweeting.
Right. I don't want to be here tweet.
Yeah, the infamous "I don't want to be here" tweet. He was like stuck in a hair salon or something, rather. So the Suns were like, you know what? You're going to Milwaukee, bro, and we finna bring in Greg Monroe and a first and second round pick for you.
Yeah,
initially that trade is very lopsided, I believe. I don't think that you needed to get rid of a first and a second round pick for Eric Bledsoe. But Greg Monroe's solid player, so I don't know.
I think, Greg Monroe's a solid center. I don't know if the Suns really need that, but I guess he adds some defense for them. And then the first and second pick, that's beast. I mean, for the Suns, that's that's some good, just picks to have in case they want to trade, but the Bucks, they didn't really have to give up maybe that first pick or that second pick. I think they could have just done it with one, and then Monroe would have been sufficient for Bledsoe. But I mean, it's good for both sides now, I guess, in the sense that Bledsoe's finally gone from the team he didn't want to be on, and the Bucks got some help on a position I guess they felt like they needed help on.
Yeah, so cool. I'm not sure if he's going to start or if he's going to come off the bench, but he's a solid veteran presence in the locker room. Obviously, he can explode to the rim. He's shifty. He can shoot. The only problem with Eric Bledsoe would probably be his injury history, but he's healthy, so hopefully the Bucks can continue with can get the best out of him.
Yeah, they'll be good as long as they don't go like 0-4. He might tweet out something and get in trouble,
Yeah, let's stay in Milwaukee, man. The Greek Freak Giannis Antetokounmpo re-signed with Nike, and they confirmed that he's going to get a signature shoe.
Wow!
So I believe that shoe will probably come out next year sometime.
That's crazy. He just dropped 40 on the Cavs in a loss, I guess, because the Cavs won. But that's crazy. He deserves that, man. He's a superstar. He had some interesting quotes this past week too. He's saying he's not a big time, a big city type of guy. He doesn't like Miami. He doesn't like LA. Doesn't like New York. He's humble. He likes his small city, small market teams. So Milwaukee doesn't look like you're gonna get rid of Antetokounmpo anytime soon. He seems like he wants to stay there with the Bucks. Funny thing about him, I think the Bucks went on a preseason tour in China, and in Chinese, there's no way that they could say Antetokounmpo. Yeah.
So they call him Letter Bro. That's what they call him because his name has so many letters. They just call him Letter Bro.
What the hell? That's tight.
Yeah, I was like, them Chinese, man. That's funny.
That's such a cool nickname, Letter Bro.
Yeah,
man.
And yeah, man. Honestly, he's looking like a front runner for MVP for the league right now. It's probably a battle just between him and LeBron, to be honest, because they're carrying their teams. Maybe even Kristaps Porzingis. I don't know if you've been seeing anything about Kristaps Porzingis, but the dude can ball.
Oh yeah, dude, he's been going off.
I
like Ben Simmons too. I know for sure he's rookie of the year, but if he can up his numbers to like 20 points, 25 points a game, 10 rebounds, and 15 assists, I think that's MVP material.
I think he's getting challenged for rookie of the year this year, though, and not by anybody we expected. By the steal in this year's draft, man. Kyle Kuzma he's made his first 2 starts. He's had a double-double in both. Playing some excellent defense. His shooting percentage is really high.
Kuzma is definitely, if Ben Simmons wasn't considered a rookie right now, I think Kuzma would have it in that sense. But I think what Ben Simmons is doing with the whole triple doubles, he's playing like Magic Johnson, I would kind of put him a little above Kuz, but Kuz is a true rookie though, so
yeah,
can't say the same thing about Ben Simmons,
Yeah, Kuzma's actually been really, really good. He started the season off the bench. There was an injury to Larry Nance, who's going to miss some, I believe, 4 to 6 weeks with a broken thumb. Yep. And Kuzma was inserted into the starting lineup. And, I mean, the guy can produce. He can shoot the three. He can score off the dribble. He can score at the rim, both hands. He can
stay consistent, too.
Yeah, he's consistent. He rebounds. He plays good defense. Him and Lonzo, they have a lot of good chemistry going. Lonzo's not shooting the ball that well. There's a lot of panic amongst Laker fans, I believe. Some people want him to put up 30 points a game, and I'm just like, that's not his game.
It's really not.
You can't expect this guy to shoot the ball lights out, especially since, I mean, aside from the fact that he has a odd release, he's shooting 29% from the field for the season.
I think what he could be.
Go ahead.
What he could be is like he doesn't have to even shoot well, just as long as you're a threat to the defense and you can make the defense collapse once you penetrate. I think that's good enough. If you can just get that layup in and
there's one thing that
collapse.
There's one thing I do have a problem with when it comes to Lonzo Ball and his game. I think that he's not playing with enough aggression and fight. I feel like he's a little bit soft. Offensively.
he's kind of too chill, right?
Yeah, he seems like a little too chill. But
he's not lazy, but he's just not like aggressive on offense enough at all.
Yeah. But like he's going up for like he's not going up strong at the rim. He's getting blocked, he's getting fouled. The good thing about the team that he's on is that he's surrounded by scorers. Brandon Ingram has been averaging, I think, 18 points the last 5 games. Brook Lopez is like 20 and 10 for sure. Every night he's going to give you that number. And he's shooting the ball extremely well from 3.
And he can pass, too.
Yep. And then you have Julius Randle coming off the bench who's playing really well. Jordan Clarkson, who's giving you those 14 points every game. Mr. Consistency on the Lakers. So in that sense, you don't need Lonzo Ball to put up 30 points to win the game.
Don't.
You need him to play great defense, to hustle, to run the offense, but you don't need him to put up. Honestly, he could average 9, 9, and 9, and that would be a great season for a rookie, for him.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think his numbers are like 8 average for the season. It's like 8 points, 6 rebounds, 7 assists. That's pretty good numbers if you think about it.
Yeah, that's 10 games in your rookie season. It's like you're almost averaging a triple-double. You're doing great. Like, he's going to learn how to score. He's going to learn all that other stuff. It'll come, but his instincts and his speed, his
IQ,
defense, his IQ, that's all stuff you can't teach that. So that's
he has
great.
Intangibles.
Exactly.
Sticking with the Lakers, man. Luol Deng. They've expressed that they're trying to trade him out or some sort of buyout to get him off of the roster and make a move. He's not in the rotation at all. He's not happy. He's making $18 million this year and next year, so they want to get him off the books. I'm not sure how this is going to work out business-wise. I think there may be a buyout, but the thing is, like, Luol Deng needs to. He's not showing. He's not in the rotation, so he's not showing teams his stock value. If he goes anywhere,
no one wants
to be paying him $18 million. First off,
dude, I when I saw this headline and I saw it say that Luol Deng seeks buyout and he's unhappy and he wants to play, it like pissed me off to the highest degree because he knew he wasn't worth the crazy contract he got signed for. It's not his fault, but he has 2 years left and $36 million. So the Lakers are definitely not going to buy him out in any circumstance because that would kill any dream of this 2-star free agency that we're hoping to have. But like Luol Deng is forcing us to because if he was good, this wouldn't be an issue. Last year he played like shit. This year, he's not even in the rotation because he's not even good enough to come off the bench. He's not. You're not going to play anywhere else.
Yeah,
you know
they're putting Corey Brewer presence over him.
No one's going to pay you $36 million to have a veteran presence. I promise you that. It's ridiculous, you know? So, what? You have no reason to really be mad. You shouldn't. I understand you want to play, but it's just not reasonable. It's like you're not good enough. It's just annoying. So now he's going to force the Lakers to trade off one of our good pieces like Clarkson or Randall, most likely Randall, to another team just to get rid of his contract like we did with Mozgov.
Yep.
It just sucks. It's a horrible deal. Worst trade deal ever.
I definitely agree with you on that. It's putting the Lakers front office in a tough situation. How are you supposed to get rid of this guy who has no stock on his team, no stock for nothing to show for his talents because he's not playing.
No one would want the contract unless it came with someone good.
Yeah, and even if he was getting minutes and playing and possibly playing well, no one wants to pay him $18 million.
Straight up. And yeah, he's delusional or he's just trying to get that buyout money, but I think he's realizing that's not going to happen.
Agreed.
He's tripping.
We have some news on some Kyrie. I was going to say Kyrie. Kyrie, actually, I want to say something about Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving is a video game cheat code. The way the man can dribble the ball, I knew for a fact that Kyrie Irving had the best handles in the league.
Are you thinking history all time now or what?
Honestly, man, he dribbles his hand speed, his ambidexterity. He is probably a better dribbler than Allen Iverson at this point. If you think about Allen Iverson's crossover, his speed was great, but Kyrie Irving, man, I don't know. This guy has the ball on a string.
Dude, I agree. Kyrie's just got the best handles, honestly.
Yeah, and the Celtics have won 9 straight with him right now. LeBron James is not happy about that.
Yeah, they went 0-2 to start, and then 9-0 after that.
Yeah.
Celtics, crazy.
And then I was gonna talk about Kawhi too. Kawhi is looking like he's gonna make a return. He's been out for 10 games. He's having a slow process. He has a quadricep injury, and the rehab process is pretty extensive. Popovich gave a slight update on him, and they're taking their time. So we want Kawhi to be back healthy and be back for the rest of the season. We don't want him to pick up no injuries because he's a great player. So, we'll keep you updated with Kawhi Leonard's status when we get more information.
Bro, you want to do this college ball news? I mean, this is kind of college ball news, if you get the pun. But Wednesday, LiAngelo Ball and 2 other UCLA basketball players got arrested for shoplifting in China.
Not good.
Oh, man. Carlos, what do you think about that, dude?
I think if it was in the United States, I'd say innocent until proven guilty, but it's not. So I don't know what's going to happen, dude. Honestly, you're far away from home. You should not be stealing in general. And the fact that you're stealing in a foreign country, not aware of foreign laws and foreign consequences, you put yourself in a very tough position for anyone to side with you. You're putting the embassy in a tough position because they don't want you to get executed in the middle of the street for a Louis V belt.
Dude, that's so sad, dude. But if you think about it, this is... Oh, no, go ahead about that.
No, go for it.
I was just going to say, this might be LiAngelo Ball's first time even out of the country, you know? So, I don't know about... I can just see, you just not knowing. But when I heard it was at, a Louis V store, I was like, dude, what are you doing? You're stealing something that's not, something small, you know?
Yeah, and you got your own brand. You shouldn't even be a big baller brand. You should get a big baller belt, not no big baller, not no Louis V belt, not no Louis V nothing.
Yeah, and plus you're traveling with your team. at your university, you know, so you're kind of representing them. At the same time, it's like, dude, the penalties there for shoplifting are 3 to 10 years. 3 years minimum. That's the part that
prison.
Minimum time in prison. 3 years for shoplifting, being a thief. They make you, like, I guess if they're in contact with, like, the government or whatever, they can, you know, try to vouch for them and do that stuff. But they make you do pretty, like, embarrassing penalties for this kind of stuff. From, like, holding a sign that says I'm a thief or I'm an embarrassment, stuff like that. Like, it's just not, it'll be a good learning lesson for this kid, though. Like, it's a shitty situation to learn from, but he'll learn a lot about this. Like, this sucks.
Yeah, I totally feel you on that. But, yeah, dude, this was the NBA break of Hot Streak. You already know. Keep it locked. We're going to come back with some NFL news. Stay tuned, and hope you enjoy the music. This is Conor McGregor, and you're now listening to Hot Streak.
And we're back with Hot Streak Podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed that break. You know, we only got the freshest tunes for you guys. We got a lot of good NFL and soccer news coming up, and right now is the NFL segment. And Carlos, how do you feel about this week in football, man?
I was confused, honestly, when I was watching the games on Sunday. I wasn't sure if I was watching the NFL or if I was watching UFC from the previous night, because, man, AJ Green and Jalen Ramsey were having a brawl. They they had a scuffle. I think the teams even emptied their benches, and, like, it was a big ordeal, man. AJ Green, apparently, Jalen Ramsey just, like, pushes him a little bit. AJ Green flipped. He pushed him. He tackled him. He punched him, and then he got him in a chokehold. And so they both got ejected. And AJ Green said he's tired of Jalen Ramsey being a sneaky player. He does a couple sneaky things, and he thinks he's cheap. So I guess emotions boiled over, and you wouldn't expect that from an all-pro type player like AJ Green, but obviously there's some turmoil there in Cincinnati.
Yeah, I expect it.
He's not having the best season, and he's got somebody who's tossing ducks in the air, and he's not getting the most touches of his career. So there's some frustration boiling over, and the emotions got the best of him. But they were not suspended, which is interesting because there were some punches thrown. So
yeah,
I don't know how the league officials bury suspensions or what, but he's not suspended. There was another altercation in the NFC South matchup. The Saints and the Bucks played. The Bucks got demolished. Jameis Winston got hurt, so he was benched in the second half, I think. And there was a point in the game where he comes off up into the sideline, and he kind of, I don't even think he kind of pushed him. I think he kind of just like frailed his arm and hit Marcus Lattimore, the Saints DB, and Lattimore turns around and kind of gives him a little bit of a shove, and Mike Evans just comes plowing through and levels him, cheap shots him from behind, and there's like a scuffle right there on the sideline too. And Mike Evans is actually going to get suspended for a game. He lost his appeal, so he's going to be suspended for this upcoming weekend.
Poor Mikey.
Yeah, I don't know, man. So Jameis Winston staying with that with that team there, the Bucks. They're going to be without Mike Evans, and they're also going to be without Jameis Winston. They are going to shut him down for a few weeks because he's nursing that shoulder injury.
Yeah.
So
that sucks.
Yeah, it's not looking good for the Bucks offense right now.
Yeah, there goes their offense, you know. Totally. But I mean, my bad, I just had a yawn right there.
But yeah, that's kind of shitty. I mean, that's just bad luck with Winston, and Mikey's kind of that kind of dude. He's just out there wilding, so I don't know. I mean, they'll be. It's not their season. It's not their season.
Yeah, it's definitely not their season because they are in a division that I thought was going to be dominated by the Bucks. It turns out the Saints are the real deal. They've won like 6 straight or 7 straight.
Hell yeah.
Drew Brees is playing like the old Drew Brees. Their defense is nice, which is surprising. You think of the Saints and you don't think of defense, but their defense has stepped up, and Cam Newton's just finding a way to lose. So, I mean, that division's pretty much the Saints to win it, unless something dramatic happens towards the midpoint ending of the season here. But yeah, and it sucks for the Bucks because I had them as a dark horse team. I had them as a lock to make the playoffs at the beginning of the season, and it's not looking like that. They just got too many injuries. Sticking with the injury bug here, Saif told me earlier about this. He said the owner of the Colts thinks that Andrew Luck's injury is all in his head at this point.
Yeah. Well, he said he doesn't know what's going on with that whole situation right now because they shut him down for the rest of the season because obviously he's not healing, fast enough, and apparently they don't see a time where he can come back. So there is like a rumor going around that this injury might be a career-ending injury, but the staff on the Colts feels like it's all in his head now, and it's not like, he might have the physical injury, but it's even worse in his head now. You know what I mean? So,
yeah, he's definitely gonna have to see a sports psychologist. To get out of this mental gap that he's going through right now. I mean, he hasn't played in like a year, and it sucks because he has a very, very big contract, and he was touted as one of the best young quarterbacks coming up, and he just hasn't lived up to the hype. Too many injuries.
I thought he was worth. I mean, he still has $86 million left on that contract, which is huge, And I thought he was worth that huge contract when he first got it, but it just sucks to see like this downward spiral so far.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, and then we got, you know what, man? You know what happened this weekend? It was the return. It was the return of Beast Mode. Beast Mode came back. The Raiders faced off on Sunday night against Miami. And Beast Mode, he came in clutch, man. He put the game out of reach. He scored 2 touchdowns. He looked a little shifty out there. The Raiders offense woke up a little bit. Their defense still asleep, but but they got the win. Beast Mode was a very big part of that. So shout out to Beast Mode. Keep it coming. And let's talk about the Eagles real quick, man.
Let's do it.
Carson Wentz and the Eagles are 7-1, I think.
I believe it's 8-1.
8-1. Their only loss came against the Kansas City Chiefs, which was a close game. Carson Wentz, I think in the red zone, he has 15 touchdowns, no sacks, and no interceptions, which leads the league. He's in a very tough division with the Eagles with the Eagles and the Cowboys and the Redskins, NFC East. The Giants are like the weakest team in that division. But it's interesting, man. He's a second-year quarterback. He has weapons. He's smart. He's athletic. He's strong. He's got a freaking cannon arm. The Eagles are looking pretty good right now.
They are. I think they're looking good, but I think this is one of those, are they a contender or a pretender? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think they still need to face a little bit of adversity and see how they respond to that.
Because they played the Chiefs and they lost that game. But other than that, besides the Chiefs, their competition hasn't been the craziest, but I still do think like they can carry this momentum and this good playing.
And they have a big game coming up this weekend. We're gonna see the Eagles, I think, next week play the Cowboys.
Yeah, the Cowboys, and then after the Cowboys they play the Bears. Once they play the Seahawks and the Rams, we'll know for sure. Because I wanted to ask you too, because the Rams are another one of those teams crazy right now, going great. I mean, they're 6-2, pretty good.
They lead the division,
West. Yeah. So, how do you think? Are they contenders or pretenders?
I think they're contenders in terms of a playoff picture. Just because they they have the benefit of being in a weaker division right now. There's a lot of issues going on with Seattle, and the Niners are the Niners, and the Cardinals are the Cardinals. So they have their division on their side, which is helping them. They're winning some good games. I think they're still the highest scoring team in the league.
Damn.
But I don't know how it's going to translate in the postseason.
So you don't sound sold on the actual Super Bowl run, but you think playoffs is for sure.
Yeah, if they come up against a sturdy run defense with a good pass rush, they're gonna run into some trouble just because you're gonna put a lot of pressure on that second year quarterback in Jared Goff, and we don't really know how he's gonna respond to that.
Yeah,
he hasn't been in that position.
His rookie year too, because he didn't really play last year. So this is kind of like the first we get to see of him actually playing a bunch of games. But the way I think about the Rams and the Eagles right now is if they can stay healthy, I think they can carry this over to the postseason just because at the end of the day it's about winning a football game. And they've shown they can do it. So if they can stay healthy and keep playing like they're playing, I think anyone can win the Super Bowl.
And their defense is the real deal.
Yeah, their defense is the real deal for sure. They ain't just pretenders.
Yeah. Let's go on that preview of Week 10.
Let's do it.
That Thursday night game between the Seahawks and the Cardinals. Who you got?
Ooh, I'm gonna take the Seahawks.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Seahawks as well. Then we got the Saints versus the Bills in Buffalo. Remember, the Bills are 4-0 at home.
Ooh, let's take the Bills.
The Saints are 3-1 away.
Ooh.
I'm gonna pick the Saints just because Drew Brees. The Bills look like they got mauled last week. They got destroyed by the Jets front line. So the Saints have a pretty sturdy defensive line. I think they're gonna cause a little bit of trouble.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we got the Packers versus the Bears. Who you got?
Oh man, I'm gonna take. I was right about my Packers last week, and they lost. I hope I'm wrong, but I think we're gonna take another L.
I think you guys are gonna win. Yeah, I'm gonna pick the Packers just because the Bears' offense is very, 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 very bad.
Yeah.
And then we got the Browns and the Lions. Lions.
I'm gonna take the Lions.
The Titans and the Bengals.
Ooh, I'm gonna take. Is Mariota play?
Yep.
I'm gonna take the Titans.
Yeah, same. The Steelers and the Colts. Obviously, you're gonna take the Steelers.
Yep.
The Bucks and the Jets. Taking the Jets.
Jets. Yeah. No question.
The Vikings and the Redskins.
Redskins.
Vikings by 2.
Ooh.
Got the Chargers and the Jaguars. Jacksonville.
Ooh, Jacksonville for sure.
The Texans and the Rams. The Rams.
Yeah, Rams. Sorry. Oh, we forgot to mention Deshaun Watson got injured.
Yeah, he's done for the year. He got a torn ACL. Potentially, the Texans are supposedly may give Mariota a call, or not Mariota, Kaepernick a call. But I'm not too sure on that. Tom Savage is definitely not the answer for that offense.
True. Who's up next?
The Cowboys and the Falcons.
Ooh, that should be a good game, but I'll give this one to the Cowboys.
I'm gonna give this one to Atlanta just because
if Zeke plays.
Oh yeah, I don't think he plays.
Oh, okay. And if he doesn't play, then I think the Falcons got this.
I think the Falcons got it just because they cannot guard Julio Jones. No one can guard him.
Oh yeah, that's true.
We have the battle of the dismal teams in the league. The Giants versus the Niners.
Hey, man, I think the Giants will win.
Yeah, the only way the Giants lose this is if they purposely throw the game.
Yeah.
And then the Sunday night game, we have the Patriots versus the Broncos. I'm picking the Patriots.
I'll take the Pats too.
And then Monday night, we got the Dolphins versus the Panthers.
Oh, I'll take the Panthers.
Yes. Teams with a bye week this week. We have the Chiefs, the Raiders, the Eagles, and the Ravens.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So it's going to be a pretty lit football weekend. I don't know what I'm going to do because my team doesn't play, so I'm kind of lost.
Just watch the Packer game, man.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I could watch the Packer game.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, man. So that was the NFL portion of Hot Streak. You already know. Go ahead and follow us on Instagram at Hot Streak Podcast and on Twitter at Hot Streak POD. Keep it locked. And we got some more news coming up for you, some soccer news. So enjoy the tunes.
This ain't no hot links. This ain't no hot chicks. It's Hot Streak Podcast, man.
And we back, and we back, and we back, and we back on Hot Streak. You already know what it is. It's Carlos in the cut. Saif's with me, figuratively, emotionally, and he's there. Yeah, so I hope you guys like that music break. But we're back with some soccer news. First off, recap of last week's games. The Premier League, English Premier League, had a couple of good games with some controversy. Ain't nothing. I mean, it's never a good soccer weekend without a little bit of drama. So Saturday's games were pretty below average. I mean, you had West Ham losing to Liverpool 4-1. That was kind of like an obvious game. Liverpool has a lot of attacking power. West Ham is actually, they just fired their coach. So you knew that was going to happen. Sunday, we had Chelsea versus Man U, and Chelsea came out on top with a 1-0 victory. So the push for first place is the race for second place is actually a tighter race than the race between first and second. The race between second and third is much more competitive. Manchester City, the league leaders, actually beat Arsenal 3-1. There was some controversy with this game, though. Apparently, the coach for Arsenal, Arsene Wenger, said that the referees need more consistency in their calling of the games. Apparently, there was a very controversial penalty that was called, also an offside goal that was not called. So it should have ended 1-1 in every ideal person's mind. If you're an Arsenal fan, you're pretty upset that one offside goal went in and a penalty for a guy diving in the box was called. Arsene Wenger criticized Raheem Sterling voicing his opinion. He's a very good diver, he said. He is a very good actor. There's no disciplinary action from the FA on Wenger's comments, but it brings some sort of because in the Premier League, they're the strictest league when it comes to stimulation. If you dive, you could get a red card, just straight up. So they want to take that out of the game. I agree, because it does cause a lot of controversy, and it takes away from the beauty of the game. You know, like, people are just jumping, diving, acting like they're getting kicked, acting like they're hurt, when in reality they're just trying to win a penalty for their team, and that's not really fair. So this next weekend we actually don't have any games coming up because it's international break. We have some friendlies coming up, but we're gonna just continue to recap last weekend. We're gonna go to the German league, Bundesliga. We had a very good game, very good matchup between Bayern Munich and Borussia Dortmund. I thought it was going to be much closer. Bayern Munich actually came out on top 3-1. Borussia Dortmund's having a lot of issues. They can't seem to get any games under their belt where they have any momentum. They are struggling in the Champions League. They're struggling in the league. And
how long have their struggles gone?
It's been about 4 weeks. Yeah, so they're not really executing. They need to get rid of their coach. But
damn, that sucks.
I'm just waiting for that call, Borussia. Hit me with that check. And then let's take a trip to the Spanish league. Barcelona versus Sevilla. Messi's 600th game for Barcelona.
Damn.
He didn't get on the score sheet this time, but they did win 2-1. So they're 4 points clear of the top. Second place Valencia won 3-0. Barcelona has like a 25 goal differential. They've only allowed 3 goals in the league, I think. So they're one of the top teams right now. Real Madrid played on Sunday. They got back to their winning ways after a 2-game skid. They won 3-0 against Las Palmas, and your man Crush Monday's favorite player did not score again. So they're saying
coincidence.
Yeah, they're saying, is this it? Is this the end of Cristiano Ronaldo's? Everyone knows, like, once you're an aging player, you can't be the best player forever for your whole career. You know what I mean? Is this the beginning of the decline of his?
What do you think?
Honestly, man, the guy takes way too much care of himself to be declining this early. He's 32 years old. He's in immaculate shape. He's just not scoring. I think it's just a slump right now. You know he's good for the goals, but I'm enjoying this slump.
No, for a fact he's in shape.
Yeah. So I know that he's good for the goals. He's dangerous at any moment, but I'm enjoying the slump.
Yeah, I feel that. Enjoy it while it lasts.
Yeah. And in the French league, Kylian Mbappe, the 18-year-old youngster out of PSG, he's been criticized a lot in the media. He's lackluster performances. He's not up to the par. He's not scoring enough goals. This week he came out and I think he assisted 2 goals, scored 1, had a lot of highlights, proved a lot of the critics wrong. They won 5-0.
Yeah, man, you just got to give the young buck some time.
Yeah, I mean, he's 18 years old. You got to think about it. He's 18 years old, man. What was you doing at 18?
Yeah.
Like,
real.
All these critics, you think you keyboard warriors. You know what I mean? Like, don't make me get hot right now. Don't make me get hot.
Don't do it, bro.
Y'all ain't ready.
They ain't ready for this.
Yeah, Neymar actually assisted a couple goals too, and Cavani got on the score sheet. PSG, of course, routing their team. They won 5-0, and Monaco actually won 6-0 as well. So we have a lot of, well, like I said before, there's no games coming up this weekend. We have international break. The U.S. is playing the U.S. is playing Portugal, and they called up a very, very young team. There's going to be a 17-year-old who's going to make his debut against Portugal. That's kind of the youth movement that they're going for. They need to establish that age gap between 18-year-olds. Like 16, 17, 18, up to like 23 is where the U.S. lacks depth and quality in their players. So that's what they're trying to establish. That's good. Mexico, on the other hand, Mexico is trying to establish consistency and competitiveness against top flight teams. They're actually going to play the number 6 team and the number 5 team ranked in the world, Belgium and Poland, in these friendlies. And there's a lot of European-based players on this squad for Mexico. A lot of them that are playing in outside of Mexico, in Europe, and a lot of first-time call-ups. So it's going to be pretty interesting what the coach does. He likes to rotate his players a lot. I'm not sure how that's going to work out defensively because the teams that they're playing against are very high-powered offenses. So it's going to be tough, but I'm looking to see some growth. And I think World Cup playoffs are coming up. So there's a couple teams on the cusp. New Zealand and Honduras, I think, or Panama are trying to qualify. So we'll see. We'll keep you guys updated with those World Cup qualifiers. There's still a couple teams that still need to qualify for the big tournament next summer. But yeah, Hot Streak. You already know, bringing you nothing but the best. We the best. You the best music. Yeah, why don't you plug yourself, Saif?
So, basically, just follow my Instagram, Saif, SAIFK94, and then follow us on Instagram at Hot Streak Podcast, Twitter at Hot Streak Pod. Carlos?
Yeah, you can go ahead and follow me on Instagram at chef_cgod and on Twitter at Tupac's Love Child. Don't forget to follow our producer, Caesar, CRP Shows on Instagram and on Twitter. Some quality content there. You already know. Best producer in the business. We out here. Hits 101 Radio. Peace.
This was a Cesar Rodriguez production. Check out more at crpshows.com.